Hi everyone, it's Siobhan, and I'm going to give you a little bit of an overview on how to use Google Classroom today. This is intended to be kind of a high-level review. I'm going to kind of go through what it looks like in there, how to get around, how to turn in assignments, and if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to reach out to me separately by email or phone or text. But I think you're really going to like it. It's really kind of a very organized and exciting platform. So what I'm going to do is share my screen with you. And you'll see what I'm going to do is go to classroom.google.com, which hopefully you can see in my bar up there. And it's going to ask me to log into a Google account. So I'm going to log in as Sean so that you can see kind of the student's view of Google Classroom. And I'm going to enter his password. And if you have any questions on your child's username, email address, or password, feel free to send me an email and I can send that information along to you. So now that we're logged in, you'll see that Sean's account and his profile picture, which is our dog Seamus, is right here in the top right corner. And you'll see next to it is something that we call the Waffle. Now the Waffle is where all of the various different applications that your child has access to are. So if you were to click on it, you would see that they can go to Gmail, which I think you may have already looked at this weekend because Mrs. Chiodini has sent at least one email, I think, to your child. So click in there if you haven't already. You'll see they have access to all of the other G Suite apps too, though, except for Google Hangouts and Google Meetup, which we have disabled at St. Joe's. But they have really access to some really great applications in here. The Google Drive is where all of their files can be organized. Google Classroom is what we're going to look at. Google Docs is just like Microsoft Word. Google Sheets is just like Excel. Slides is just like PowerPoint. There's a calendar. There's contact information that can be stored here. So it's really a great resource. So now that you're in, feel free to explore around there when you can. Now, though, we're going to look at Google Classroom specifically because Mrs. Chiodini has created a 4th grade classroom for your child. So when you log in, you're going to see the 4th grade classroom has been populated into your student's account. So again, we're looking at Sean's view. So we're going to look at the 5th grade classroom, but I'm sure there's a lot of similarities between the way that Mrs. Chiodini has set them up. So let's take a look and click into it. You'll see that there's kind of 3 sections. So there's the stream, which is kind of like a Facebook wall or timeline. And really anyone can post on that and everyone sees when anyone posts on the wall. So it's good for the kids to look at the wall and kind of see what's being posted there. Those are their general messages from Mrs. Chiodini almost daily. And there are also messages from the students too. So it's kind of a nice way to stay in touch. You'll see there's also a stream called Classwork. That's going to be where your assignments are, and that's going to be where you're going to spend most of your time. So we're going to come back to that in a minute. People is just the list of all of the classmates, and this is an easy way to kind of see them. You'll also see on your main page, if we go back to the stream, that your upcoming events, so basically things that are due, things that are due are going to show up in the top left-hand corner. So that's one helpful way to kind of keep track of when things are due, but there are many others too. So let's click into the classwork, and that's really where we're going to spend most of our time. So you'll see that there are a number of assignments that are posted here, and most of them are organized by subject. So under social studies, Sean needed to do an outline, actually 2 outlines related to the California missions. Those are in gray because he's already turned that in. One of the things that they're working on is actually building a replica of a California mission using foam core board. He's not done with that. So that's showing up in blue. So that just kind of gives you, like at a high level, there's different sections and different assignments in each section. Things that we're still working on, though, are in blue, and things that are completed are in gray. So that just gives you kind of an idea of what's out there. Now, let's say that what I'd like to do is kind of go through one assignment with you. Now, I don't know if this is an assignment that a fourth grader would get or not, but the way that Mrs. Chiodini does spelling with the fifth graders is that she gives them a passage in writing. Let me go back. She gives them a passage in writing that they, first they study it, they figure out any words they don't know. Secondly, they copy it out while looking at the passage that's been typed out for them. And third, someone dictates it to them to see if they've learned how to spell the words for themselves. But they're beautiful passages. It's a really nice program. I like this a lot. So each week, she gives us a different exercise. So here, what we do is we click into the exercise, and it's going to bring it up, in this case, in Google Docs. If it was a PDF file, it would bring it up in a PDF viewer. If it was a spreadsheet, we would bring it up in Excel. But so here it has opened up. And so what I would normally do next is go under File, go to Print, and I would print it out, because Sean's going to have to copy it over, and it's going to be easier for him if it's printed out, because he's going to have to write it out by hand. So that would be the first step. Now, when you click on the View Assignment, in addition to being able to print it out, there are going to be detailed instructions from Mrs. Chiodini at the top. This is an assignment that they get every week, so her explanation is pretty short, but she's reminding them of what they need to be doing. And when we get to the point where Sean has copied it out, he is going to need to turn in his copied out version of this exercise 98. And here's how we're going to do that. There is a corner over here in the top right that says your work. Now, right now it says green, that it's been assigned, and we're going to try to turn it in. So what we're going to do is click on Add or Create, because we're going to add or create a file that we're going to turn in for his assignment. So I have a separate video that explains how to actually capture that file and put it into your child's Google Drive. Really quickly, you're going to take a picture of it, or if you have a PDF app on your phone, you can scan it with your phone. You can scan it with a scanner if you have a scanner at home. But even if you don't have anything at home other than a camera, you can just take a picture of it and upload it into your child's Google Drive. And then here you're going to be able to turn it in by clicking on Add or Create and clicking on their Google Drive. This is going to take you into their drive, and you'll see what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for a file that I can turn in here. So for example, Sean had recently, okay, so what he's been turning in is in the classroom folder. So I'm going to say, I'm going to actually turn in last week's test just as an example. So this is his test from last week in dictation. And now by double clicking on it, it has populated into this field, and I'm going to just click Turn In. And I'm going to click Turn In again. And now what's going to happen is that Mrs. Chiodini, is, from her Google Classroom perspective, is going to see that it got turned in and that it's available for grading. And she's going to then grade it and post the grade. Now, I don't want her to do that because this is the wrong test. And you might make a mistake as well and submit the wrong file. The nice thing is that you can always just click on Unsubmit. And in this case, I'm going to just delete that file out of there because it was the wrong file to turn in. Now, I can also go into the private comments, and I can type an explanation to Mrs. Chiodini that says, you know, sorry I turned this in late. My dog ate my homework. Or whatever you need to tell her about this particular assignment, you can send her a private comment in this window about this assignment. So that's pretty much the way that it's going to go. Again, what I tend to do is look up and down this list of assignments, look for the assignments that are in blue, and help Sean kind of try to prioritize what he needs to work on based on when things are due. You'll see that this column over here on the right-hand side tells you when each assignment is due, which is helpful in kind of prioritizing what needs to be worked on each day. And Mrs. Chiodini does that with them on the Zoom call as well. So I hope that this has been helpful. Please feel free to email, text. My number is 617-413-5720. Call, whatever I can do to help make this easier for you. I think you're really going to enjoy it, and I hope that everyone has a wonderful day. Take good care. Bye.